Hi, my name is Tiffany Newman. Thank you so much for taking your afternoon to be a part of my session this afternoon. If you wouldn't mind indulging me for just one moment, I'd like everyone in the audience, if you wouldn't mind just closing your eyes momentarily for me. Just close them. It's okay, I promise. Nothing's going to happen. Just close your eyes. 59 million since 1973. 59 million. Now open your eyes. What if I told you you have the opportunity to meet some of the extraordinary women and men that have made extraordinary impact in our society, in our culture, in our world? What if you had the chance to meet an Albert Einstein, who of course created the general theory of relativity? Or what about a Neil Armstrong or even a Garrett Morgan, who of course was the first African American man to create the first traffic light? C.J. Walker, all these extraordinary people that did phenomenal things that are impacting our world that we live in today. We know what they have accomplished as adults, but what were they like as children? Maybe in the 3rd, 5th grade. What if you had the opportunity to actually be one of their teachers? Maybe in Sunday school or in public school, or perhaps a neighbor or someone that had some influence and impact on their life. What if you saw them as babies? Earlier, I had you close your eyes and mention that value of 59 million. And since June 14th of 2016, there have been almost 59 million, 58 million and a half of abortions that have taken place here in the United States. 58 million precious, still ordained by God lives that are not impacting our world today. And how that is our loss, because we don't know if perhaps one of those children could be the miracle that God is bringing forth to create the cure for cancer or leukemia, or perhaps how we can live on Mars. All these extraordinary things yet to be discovered, or the next big technology invention. There's some staggering figures that the CNC talks about, and I just wanted to briefly outline some of that information for you today, and the Guttmacher Institute that gives an outline of women who have visited and been at an abortion clinic. And sometimes I think we have this stereotype of what that woman looks like. And it's tragically, the percentage, and actually in the African American community, is very high. However, most women that find themselves getting an abortion are actually already mothers. They're not always what we envision as a teenager being irresponsible and having premarital sex. It's not always maybe that prostitute that we envision walking down the streets, or a runaway. Sometimes it's a neighbor. Sometimes it might even be somebody in your church. My husband has had the opportunity to be on the board for Pregnancy Resource Center, and someone had shared a story about how a pastor went to the local clinic and was yelling from the street at the physician that performs this unfortunate death that occurs in taking out an innocent life. And he yells at the physician about, why do you perform these abortions and you kill these unborn children? And the physician yelled back out, I'll stop when your people from your church stop coming. See, they're colorless and they're ageless, and it's from every spectrum of our social economic status and our community. It touches many families. And so today I want to be able to give you some insight on this epidemic that is taking place in our culture and what we can do about it and how you can be helpful. Just in 2016, there was 59% of women obtaining abortions are mothers. 59%. There was 1.6 million just in the United States alone. Now, interesting enough, and I know that sometimes these figures can be a little staggering, that abortion rates have actually declined since 2011. And that usually happens when there's an administration that provides funding for parent planninghood. And usually because there is access, that decline ends up taking place, as I've been able to illustrate here again with the Dutch Marcher Institute and also the CNC as well. However, I want to talk to you about a nonprofit organization that resides right here in the area where I live in Grand Rapids, Michigan, called the Pregnancy Resource Center. It is a nonprofit organization, a life-giving ministry that provides options for unplanned pregnancies that weren't expected for mothers and for for children. And so I would like you to watch this testimonial video that's very powerful. I could just draw your attention to the screen.
When Kira first told me that she was pregnant, it was just her and me in a room. I could tell something had been bothering her. The very first thing that went through my head was, be very careful what you do next, because she's going to remember this moment for the rest of her life.
That was a big thing for me, disappointing my parents. I'm planning on going to college, I'm planning on having a career, and a baby's going to get in the way of that. Then I Googled places to go. Pregnancy Resource Center popped up. I set an appointment, and so she took me back to get the ultrasound. I think 99% I'm for abortion. I don't want a baby right now. And then Connie said, can I pray for you? So she prayed for me, and I felt that, yeah, definitely in my heart, just another chip away at my heart. I just saw this little speck of a thing, but then we heard the baby's heart, and I just felt all of a sudden this emotion that I didn't know I had inside of me. Amidst all of my thoughts and all of my worries, I just all of a sudden heard God tell me, if you go through and honor me with this pregnancy, if you go through with this and you have this child, I will bless you beyond what you can imagine. I think that definitely just changed my heart and made me realize that this is a human being. Without Pregnancy Resource Center, there would be so many lost lives. I mean, it's a life and death situation that the Pregnancy Resource Center deals with every single day. I couldn't have asked for better parents. My mom has become my best friend throughout all of this. How could I ever even dare think to give up her life? I don't know what I would do without Selah. She's my life, my world.
Isn't that a powerful story? The Pregnancy Resource Center provides options. It helps guide and offers prayer. And it's more about just trying for a woman to make the determination whether she wants to end a pregnancy, but whether perhaps she would carry that baby to term and put it up for adoption, or maybe even because of education and counseling and resources that are available, not just during the pregnancy, but afterwards. See, it's one thing to care about the baby inside the womb, but it's just as important to carry for that child outside of the womb as well. I want to encourage you today with these 3 T's, and that is time, talent, and treasure. We need volunteers. So if you have time to go down and to be able to be of some assistance, please, we could use your skill set, whether that's just being a friendly face. We need talent. If you are gifted with counseling skills or in the medical field or resources to be able to provide for these women, that would be phenomenal. And T for treasure. And of course, we need funding to be able to create a platform to change lives and perhaps not lose a precious life in the gap that could bring such transformation to our world. Thank you for considering and giving and how you can be impactful and bless the next generation.